Hello sweet viewers, annyeong, that means hi in Korean. I'm Christine with Kimbap TV, empowering you to live a happier and safer life, especially if you're a fellow domestic violence survivor. In this video, I want to walk you through my most recent visit to the doctors. I suffered a lot of concussions and contusions when my abuser physically assaulted me a few years ago, and I've been dealing with some pretty bad headaches ever since. I hate going to hospitals because they trigger me so much. They remind me of the night of my attack and the countless bad news I would get from doctors afterwards. But it is so important for you to get checked out so that you can continue to heal and take immediate action if there is something going on with your body. Knowing what to expect lessens my anxiety, and I hope this video helps you to de-stress before your next doctor's visit. Let's get started. So I had my third MRI of my brain. It's been a few years since my last one. Every time before I go, I have a massive anxiety attack because it's quite a stressful experience for me. But this time was a lot better. I went to a facility that really prioritized patient experience. From the moment I walked in, I felt like I was in a first-class lounge at an airport. The chairs were comfortable and stylish, and I didn't feel as if I was in a hospital setting. Once my time came, I was taken to the back where I was given a locker inside of a small room. It had lots of space to leave my clothes and essentials. I'll share more tips on what to wear if you want to avoid undressing. The technician helped me into my gown and gave me thick taupe-colored socks to wear over my thin athletic socks so my feet stay warm. That changing room as well as the bathroom were also very reminiscent of my one and only VIP airport lounge experience. As I approached the MRI room, I noticed a giant white circular machine that would scan my brain. I walked in and was assisted to the spot where I would lay down. I chose not to wear a mask, but the technician offered me one without wires if I wanted to wear one. He also told me the process would be very loud, so he placed noise-canceling headphones on my head and asked what type of music I preferred. I said Hawaiian, so he played the relaxing tunes. He made sure I was comfortable after I laid down before going into another room where I could see him through a window. I looked up and noticed that the ceiling was painted sky blue with white fluffy clouds. It was such a nice touch. The technician placed a cage type thing over my head, and when I looked up, I also saw a mirror that showed where the technician would be sitting during the entire procedure. He talked into my headphones often to make sure I was okay. He also walked me through every step. We'll take 7 pictures now. This will take 3.5 minutes. This next one is going to be really loud. Is the music okay? How are you doing? These are just some things that he said, and I just said, okay or good. I tried not to move my head during the scans, and I also tried to think of funny images while the loud noise persisted for several minutes at a time. Thunk, 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 thunk. I would imagine Snowy, my stuffed animal snow girl, dancing to the beat. I smiled at the silly thought, and it kept me distracted as the machine continued to take images of my brain. There were variations of the loud noises, and some were higher pitched than others. The entire process took about 20 minutes. At the end, the technician told me that his staff would look at the scans first and notify my neurologist should something urgent come up. If not, my doctor would receive the results in a couple of days. I was free to change out of my patient gown, take off the hospital socks, and get back out to my husband, who was waiting patiently for me. So that was it. I hope this helps you to anticipate the general step-by-step process. I won't sugarcoat it and say it's an awesome experience, because it wasn't, but it wasn't nearly as traumatizing either. I think the main reasons for that is because I knew what to expect, and the facility I went to tried its best not to treat me like a sick patient. I'll leave you with this tip. If you don't want to strip down to just the hospital gown, come to the appointment wearing something that doesn't have any metals or wires. That includes jeans, it has zippers, and bras with wires. I wore my yoga leggings and an unwired sports bra with a tank top. I know it gets cold sometimes, so I brought a cardigan and blanket, but I ended up not needing those. I still had to wear a hospital gown over my clothes, but I felt more comfortable being able to wear my clothes to the testing room. The only things I took off were my Apple Watch and my sneakers. Going to the doctor in general is my least favorite activity, and seeing a specialist really stresses me out. But over time, I'm learning to make the best of it and just telling myself that I'm doing this to stay healthy and strong as a domestic violence survivor. Oh, and I got some good news. The results from my test came back clean. There's nothing like a tumor or an internal bleeding as far as a scan can see. So at least now I know I'm not going to die every time I have a headache, and I would just remind myself to drink more water and to stress a little less. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you know, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.